Morning everyone, welcome to another episode of Bink's Corvair Addiction. Well, this here video I'm doing actually started months ago, actually quite a few months ago. It was Marsha Boso's pick. That's where her husband actually built this 63 custom Greenbrier along with another one that I ended up buying from her. And I have been to her house probably 3 or 4 times in the last, it's probably going to be going on 3.5 years now or so since I bought this one. And this was the first Corvair I bought, and it got me interested in Corvairs. And like as of right now, I have like 22 of them. So I was over there recording a pic, getting stuff from her parts and that, and she did a real nice interview, kind of talked about, she showed well, you'll see in the videos, showed how they were all involved in it with the campers, Corvair campers, and all that. And while I was there recording and stuff, I was kind of finishing up my recording, walking around in her shop, and I didn't know my phone wasn't recording. And I came home and I went to edit it all and noticed that my phone was off during the whole big part of ending of it. So she's kind of hard to get contact with. She's very busy doing stuff, and so I can't get over to her place very often. So I've been asking her if I could get over there and bring Gary over there. I want to bring Gary over, and because there's a lot of new old stock sitting around, but it's kind of, you know, could be other parts and mixed with it. And I said, Gary, you gotta get you over there. So I've been messaging her. I actually stopped over there one day on a weekend when I was just driving around in the Ram side, and said hi, and finally got a hold of her enough to chance to Gary and I can get over there and look at it. So first half of this video is going to be me being over there, talking, interviewing with her about her and her husband and the Corvairs that they've had over the years, and the fun they had with them, and going through some of the parts that are there that are still left. And today I'm going to be going to get Gary, and we'll head over there a little later today and go ahead and finish up this video and with her and Gary and myself. So let's get to it. So hey guys, I'm going to do a pick now quick. I'm going over to Marsha Boso's house. She had messaged me yesterday. She messaged me a couple days ago. Said, hey, if you want to come see if there's anything else you can use here. She's trying to clean the place up. She's been working on it for, well, a couple years now, I think. And the shop and the garage, it was just, you couldn't walk through it. There was that much stuff. I mean, and then behind the garage, built to it was like some leans-tos. You go through the back of the garage, and there was maybe went out like 8 feet across the whole length of the garage. I mean, and it was just piled, the stuff was just, there were shelves in there, just stuffed, and the floors, you couldn't even, I mean, it was a foot deep or more on the floors with stuff. And it was crazy. And then of course, they got leaks in there, and, you know, squirrels or rodents, and there's just so much stuff. I said, the first time I was there, I said, geez, what are you gonna do, get a dumpster? And she kind of got mad, upset about that, you know, oh no. And I mean, so she's been really clean. The last time I was there, we had that big dust storm when I was coming home. I never record anything over there. But she let me pick stuff. And what she had done that time, I was surprised how clean she already had the place, you know. And she's separating every little part and she had boxes of bearings here and this and here. And I bought all the bearings, but I didn't open, you know, I just threw them all into a box, and every box I opened was missing a bearing. I'm like, come on, jeez. I don't know, maybe I could find a few of them over there. I don't know how much she's cleaned up and thrown out. And she had, I don't know, she had set it up outside like she was going to have a rummage sale or something. and she had everything like on bins and tables, kind of. And I said, you know, you can't just leave this out here. It's, you know, stuff was in boxes, and I says, this stuff's just gonna get all wrecked, you know. And so I don't know. We'll see when we get there. I said there's a 140 block there. Well, the heads are on it and stuff, but you know, it's missing the carbs and stuff. And someone had told her that it's worth a lot of money or something, so she's got that in her head that it's worth a lot of money. And it's just, you know, it's a parts motor. Who knows if it's even free? I was gonna bring my junkyard primer just to check. There's another engine block there, but I'm pretty sure it's just an early model. Not block, it's a complete motor, I think. I don't know, like this stuff was so buried. At least now it's getting unburied. And then there was I think it's a V6 Buick motor. I wanted to buy it, but I had posted it on the group, some Corvair groups, and I said, you know, they had altered the bell housing for a rear end, and I think the rear end was on it. I don't remember, and we'll see when it's there. But I was kind of interested in buying it, you know, and then I found out, well, you know, it's really no more horsepower than a small Corvair motor, and from what everybody says, that they weren't such great motors to begin with. And another thing is the roof leaked, and I think the carburetor was off of it, and it looked wet there. So, you know, water got into it, you know, unfortunately. And some questions were, well, why was it out? Why is it not in a vehicle or something? Well, did it work? Did it not work? You know, I don't know. It looked like it was in something because it was oily and stuff like to me, but, you know, I don't know. I thought it would be just cool just to buy it, sit it in my yard for a conversation piece, and I don't want to really pay, you know, really much of anything for it. I don't need it, but it'd be kind of neat, just like the Corvair guys come over, hey, you know, look what somebody tried to do or something, you know. So there's no benefit getting that, putting that motor into a Corvair, really. So, but anyways, yeah, like I said, I got the first Greenbrier I ever bought was built by her husband, and I didn't know that at the time, and until I ended up buying the greeny turquoisey one that he had cut, and then I kind of found out the whole story. So she's just down this road a half mile, like I said, not far from the house. So this was a shop here. There's a Corvair over there. She got it all open. Nice. She's waiting for me. This is her place. Well, we'll say hi and see her. I'm here with Marsha Boso.
Boso.
That's how I say it right. This is where my first Corvair I bought and got interested in Corvairs. Her husband built it, and I ended up buying it from somebody that bought it from him. And that's how it all started. And then I think it was like a year and a half ago, I bought that green cut one from you, that Greenbrier that's been cut in the back. And Howard was like really big in the Corvairs, right? And the van or the campers.
In the Corvair clubs, he was referred to as a wizard, the wizard.
Yeah.
Because he just knew more than anybody about Corvairs. And
you said you guys drove that van or that camper all over the place, eh?
He had acquired Ultravan motor coach, I guess you'd call it. And in the course of time that I was with him, he had about 3 or 4 of them.
That many?
He even got a later model, which was a bigger one, but they were all Corvair powered. And So there, I don't know if it still exists, but we belonged to the Ultravan Motor Club, which was nationwide. We had lots of friends and used to host a rally, motorhome rally in our yard. And there was Corvairs that showed up too. And that was a lot of fun. We usually, for a lot of years, we attended the Corvair, or the fan belt toss in Palm Springs. We had lots of friends all around the country and would camp out with them or at their homes a lot of times. Excuse me. So whenever any of the Corvair people would get in trouble, my husband, the wizard, we would often just pack up and go where they were at and meet them on the road where they were broken down or whatever.
Get them going again, yeah. Fix it, yeah.
And we'd end up, maybe a few others would join us there, even though we hadn't planned it, and have a mini motorhome rally.
That's pretty neat. So, yeah, this is we're in a shop right now. Is this one that he had finished too?
This one is done. It needs some little bit of work. I think the master cylinder went out on it, and I have a gas leak on it. So I'm needing to fix that. But it was a pretty little thing.
It is a pretty car.
Dirty now, not.
Well, the last time I was here, when I left, we had that big dust storm. Remember? Yeah. I was here, and all of a sudden, it was bad.
Huge.
Yeah, huge. That's why everything's covered with dust.
I usually brush it off, but I use it to put things on too.
It's a table. So he custom built a lot of different things other than just or he did a few of the Greenbrier cuts and different things, right?
Right. This car, he had disassembled it totally and overhauled the whole thing at one point. So, but yes, the vans that he cut, the Greenbriers or ramp sides, he cut 2 little Lakewoods and made little mini pickups out of them.
Yeah, the one I bought, that white with the red stripe, that guy had the blue one there. It looked like a little El Camino or something, or a truck kind of.
Yeah, that was it. That was probably the last one that he did. He hauled one back to Ohio and sold it. So we don't know where that went. But I guess in all, he probably cut 4 vans, ramp sides, and Greenbriers and Lakewoods. I think he did about 6 of them that he just customized so that they would be unique and pretty desirable.
Well, it's what kind of made me, I was looking for just something weird and different, and then when I seen that one, I was just like, okay, this is kind of, I like weird, different stuff, just like he did. So that was cool. And then, like I said, it was like maybe a year later, you had like a 66 for sale out here.
Yeah.
And it was posted, and the door was open to the garage here, the shop. And I didn't even know it was Sheldon. I think they posted it. Yeah. And
my son.
Your son? Okay, Sheldon. And it was late at night, like 9:30, 10 o'clock at night. And I messaged him. I said, I wasn't expecting to get anything back because it was late. I said, well, I could see that cut one in the back here.
Oh.
And I said, what's that in the back? And I didn't even know it was from Arizona. I didn't know who I was even talking to, if it was a different state or what.
Oh.
And I says, what's that in the back that's cut? I says, I have one that looks like that. I'm messaging back, and he's telling me, oh yeah, my dad built that and all this stuff. And then I said, well, I have one. It looks like that. And I sent him pictures, and he's like, he built that one. And then found out you're just like 2 miles down the road, 2.5 miles.
Yeah.
I thought it was really
That
weird.
was coincidental.
Because the guy I got the one from, he didn't tell me who had it or who built it or anything. And
You didn't know.
I didn't know. Yeah, you said he had so many Corvairs here that you could walk across them in the yard.
Yeah, I used to hop from top to top. There was maybe 40 Corvairs out in the Corvair graveyard.
That's
in
called,
our
yeah.
backyard.
Yeah. So I know you did a lot of cleaning here so far, but
I've
there's
done
still
quite
a lot
bit.
of stuff.
Yeah, there's still a lot of stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, it makes me sad when I see the new cars. I mean, it used to be you could look at a car and you knew what it was, and
You knew what year it was.
Yeah.
And there's so much stuff out there. I don't know what anything
they
is.
all look the same.
Yeah.
I used to work on my own cars
Did you?
a little bit,
A little bit?
and I liked the fact that I could do it myself.
That's neat. Bill in Tucson, his wife, she passed, but he said that she used to. He's like, I'd still be in bed sleeping. I get out, and she did a tune-up on the car and changed the points and stuff because she.
Yeah.
So that was neat.
Well, I had a husband before that I'd take care of my car, but he wanted me to work on his.
Oh, all right. So we're gonna dig around and see if we can find some more stuff.
I have some old Corvair manuals. I don't know if that would be helpful for you at all.
Yeah, I'll take a look at them. I have a feel, but sometimes there's different ones out there.
This is a Ultravan calendar, and it was for 2013. Whoops, went one page too far. Carl and Fran Jones, I did not know. Or I can't remember them. Maybe it's my memory. Lee and Marion Shear. I don't remember these people either. I don't know if I can do this with one hand. I gotta have it sit down or something. Larry Foreman and Rosie Walker. They were from California. I think they were the masterminds behind this calendar. Jim and Marlene Craig live in California.
And you said they had an Ultravan too?
They did have Ultravans, but they finally went to this bus. But they stayed in the club as long as they could. This Christy Barden, he wanted his to look very different.
I was telling you, there was someone that had one that painted those colors for sale somewhere within the last year.
And Christy Barden lived in Colorado.
And you knew a lot of these people.
I knew him.
Yeah.
Dave and Chris Bettini, I didn't know these people. I don't know where they were from. Gail and Gretchen Fuller, I did meet them, but I can't recall where they lived. Ron and Evelyn Adams, I don't remember knowing them well or where they were from. This, of course, was Howard and my Ultra van.
That's big, though.
This was one of the later models. It was only one of 2 or 3 or 4 of the later models of Ultravans.
Okay, so they only made a couple of them, and you had one.
Yeah, I can't remember how many there were.
You took it all over the place?
Yes, we went all over the country in it.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And next up is Doug and Margaret Bell. They lived up in Oregon. And they were a nice, pretty young couple. Maybe not so much now. Now I can't turn this page. It's sticking. Okay. Eric Curvin. He was a young single man, and he lived in California. I don't recall what city or what part he was in. Carl and Fran Jones, they were new to the club, and I didn't know them. Lee and Marion Shear. I did not know them or where they're from. Jerry and Patty Mello. I did meet them, but I don't recall where they were from. And Larry Foreman and Rosie Walker. They were from California. I think and Jim and Marlene Craig from California. How did I think they put duplicates on these.
In there.
Yeah, that's because there's some of my best
Yeah,
friends.
there again.
Yeah, there's Christy Barden again. Some of my best friends and longtime friends in the Motorhome Club. Chuck and Cindy Hansen. I think they were from Mesquite, California, or Mesquite, Arizona.
Yeah, that crazy one.
Oh yeah, and Leo and Betsy. Yeah, they were from California, I believe. Yeah. Guess that's all.
Very neat.
Yeah, it was Larry and Rosie Walker that created this calendar.
Oh, that was nice. Very nice.
Would have been nice to have more of our friends in there too, but that's
very cool. That's a good idea. I could take pictures throughout the whole next year, and I could do a calendar just for our club.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. I like that.
Here's something that's interesting. If somebody's got a VCR, this couple took an Ultravan across the country, or even around the world. I don't remember. And I think they had 2 children with them. I haven't seen it for a long time. It's called U.S. Geography, The Great American Odyssey. I don't remember what year it was. But it's a VHS tape.
Yeah.
Oh, this tells more about it, I think. Oh, this was
If it's
a letter.
any good, you could get it put on disc.
A letter they sent to Howard. That was all. I finally finished the video about the cross-country Ultravan trip, and I wanted to send you a copy. This is my way of thanking you for all of your help on the trip. So he helped them with that. There is no way I could have done it without so much support from all the amazing Ultravan owners out there. Thanks again, Stu McGowan. That was a fun memory.
Well, I walked around and I got some piles. And there's just a lot of stuff here. A lot of stuff.
Yeah.
There's just stuff everywhere. Most of it's all Corvairs stuff. Some other stuff mixed in with it, but mostly Corvair.
I need to find out if that club's still in.
I'll look it up and I'll let you know. See if they're.
We had jackets and put these patches on. That's fun.
That's a nice patch too. I like the flag in
Pretty
there. No,
patch.
yes. I'll look it up and I can look it up probably before I leave here.
This gasket was in this package, or these gaskets. They probably go to a Corvair.
Could be.
They look like they're good.
Okay.
You want them?
Yeah, throw them in my stack.
And this?
Or see. They're not too dried out. Things get dried out around out here, but.
It's been pretty well protected.
What's that? And this is fairly clean, I think. Cleaner. You've been working at it real hard.
I've worked a lot in it.
Yeah.
I take some breaks sometimes and have to do some other
This one's
things.
just really a mess. I picked what I could off the floor in here. There's a motor back there.
Yep. It's one of the engines. My son-in-law says I need to sell that, and this one over here.
Yeah, that's something like a straight something or another.
He tells me about them, and I can't remember what he tells me. I'll have to
there's
get it. Don't trip.
There's just stuff everywhere in here. And mostly Corvair. There's some Chevy, some other stuff in here too.
Did you look in this basket?
No. There's just, you know, you could keep looking and looking.
I know, you could look forever.
But I picked a bunch of just rusty little parts and stuff off the floor. I got this stack. And there's a little stack on the other side. And then up by the house, she cleaned up a whole bunch of little chrome goodies and different things that she has up there. And like some of this, I don't know. I have to have Gary look at it, you know. Yeah. Like there's distributors and there's piles and piles of them.
It's a guessing game for you now.
Yeah. You know, some of it maybe could be cleaned up and fixed, and some of it maybe not. And you just take a chance. Here's that motor at a Buick 6-cylinder that they had put
that runs backwards or something.
Yeah, it's gonna have to run backwards to run, and they had cut and welded the housing mate to the rear end. So, like I said, for me, it's a conversation piece. I know when it was in here with wouldn't think it'd be good on a car. Nah, because from what I posted on the groups of it like a year or so ago, and they said what it was, and it said it doesn't have really any much horsepower than a Corvair, and it's an okay motor. Wasn't great. It was in that big motorhome that he had. Oh, he had this in there? I believe he did. Maybe, yeah. Pretty sure. Must have changed it out at one point. But yeah, and then around the corner there's another Corvair sitting over there. Yeah, we had a tire go flat, and my brother's in the process of that don't look good. It was running, and then I got in it and it wouldn't run, wouldn't turn on. My magnet. And up by the house there's all kinds of chrome goodies. Here's some Corvair parts, those for dash clusters. There's just all kinds of miscellaneous pieces, and he's been trying to sort it all out and straighten it. Lots of dash. Yeah. More stuff, and then over here is all this sitting out here. I hate to throw stuff in the garbage. Yeah, I'm gonna take this stack here, this little stack of tin. Okay. And try to save it. That's something newer. She said that you had this whole backyard full of Corvairs. Yes. Yeah, that's a lot. Well, actually, mostly it was corralled off right about here, and went back a ways and then went over. So this was all a Corvair graveyard here. Inside there it's full of windshields and glass. But pick and keep finding. So I'll take that little stack. Air cleaners. I should have got the headlight bezels out so you could take a picture. I don't even know what year's what. There's so many headlight bezels in here in the corner, but I don't know
that you could show people.
Yeah,
If they're
there's a whole box
interested.
of headlight bezels back there, and some heads.
Different.
Here's Howard's shop. If you want to take a picture of that.
Well, that was it. Oh, okay. Cool. Yeah. If you don't want that, hang it up in my shop.
No, I don't want it.
No?
Yeah.
I'll hang it up in my shop because
Okay.
he's the one that built the
Sure.
the two ramps, the custom ones. That'd be cool. Well, thank you.
Sure.
You gave me some fuel manual, so that's good. Well, thank you for letting me come over and sharing all this.
Yeah. Well, you're welcome to any of the manuals. Or
Okay.
things if you
All right.
want
We'll get her
any.
packed up here. So hey guys, here I am. It's Thursday now. It's cold outside. It's in the mid 40s, I think, low 40s. And now here I got all this stuff to clean out. It was fun, but geez, I was there for 4 hours. I can't believe it. I'll have to go back again. There was some recording I did that for some reason didn't get recorded, and I do want to go back with some brighter light because in those back areas behind the shop, you go through the door inside the shop to the back. It's so dark in there. And I just had my flashlight, and there was like so many pieces and parts on the ground, on the floor. I was pulling stuff out and trying to save different pieces. You know, if it can be saved, I don't want it to go to scrap. She doesn't want to go to scrap. The harmonic balancers, I know these are no good and they all have to get rebuilt, but Gary tells me to pick them up and take them down to Palm Springs when I'm there. There was a guy that was buying them all from people, and he must rebuild them or get them rebuilt or something. So, I mean, there's just piles and piles and piles of stuff there. Like, I don't know how many of these I brought back, but there's more of them even there. And so I'll get this unloaded and go through this stuff. Yeah, you know, just setting me back from working on my stuff, you know. But like, right here, you know, I had to buy these from Clark's because I didn't have any. And here I found them in her place, you know, just on the floor or wherever on the shelf. So, you know, yeah, it's got a little ding in there, but I can bend that. It's just a little nothing. So that's a good piece to have. So, yeah, I should really take Gary there and have him pick through the stuff too, because he'll know a lot more stuff that I'm not getting that I should get. I'll probably try to get him there maybe next time. So it was very nice that she gave me Howard Boso's shop service signs. She didn't want them. I guess her son didn't want them. I'm screwing around with this now. I always get sidetracked, you know, with stuff. But I wanted to know what their labor cost was on here. So I taped it around because they painted over it. And I'm just taking some sandpaper. I started with some real fine stuff. And it wasn't taken out, so I wanted some coarser emery cloth. And I just want to know how much their labor was. And then they have on there, that's our parts, and then $35 for your parts on here that they charge. So I just want to be able to see what that was under there. That'd be kind of neat to know. So I'm just going to sand it off a little bit and see what the labor charge was. And I'll hang these up. I told her I'll hang these up in the shop. I really thanked her for them because that one says Boso on it. And I think it's cool, you know. He seemed like, you know, she said they called him the Wizard. And I guess he seems like he was a pretty cool dude. He'd go out and help people, you know, and when they were broke down and stuff, you know. I mean, yeah, when we were working on some of the stuff he worked on here, on just the little things that was kind of just thrown together. But I guess a lot of people with Corvairs just kind of just throw it together and get her on the road to keep going, you know. There was like a few things that were kind of fixed the way I wouldn't fix it, but you know, maybe he didn't care. It was his own personal vehicle, so it sounded like he did pretty nice work. That the early model there in the shop looked really nice. So let's clean that off. Yeah, I really want to see what his shop rate was per hour, but I'm already getting through to the metal here. I'm really curious. Maybe we'll never know. Yeah, we'll work at this a little bit. I don't want to put like lacquer thinner on there because it'll probably take off the original paint on it. Well, I don't know if we'll ever know what it is here. It's just some red and some red here. Too bad. I'm gonna wipe it with a little cleaner, and it is what it is. That would have been cool if we had seen what was painted on there, but it might have been changed a few times over the years. Well, I tried. Can't get nothing out of that, so that's too bad. I guess I could paint something on her. I'm assuming it would probably be less than with their parts. I don't know. Maybe it's more. I don't know. It would have been cool, but you know, it is what it is. So that's one of the signs, and the other one's the wood one. It's all right. I emptied out the truck. I already got like I've been out here 5 hours already, and I went through everything, and I try to blow some of the dust off. It's Arizona. Everything gets dusty. I try to keep the shop closed up here. Everything gets dusty, but everything's really dusty there because it's probably been there forever. So I kind of went through it all. I like stuff to be organized, clean, and straight. And I don't know where I'm going to put it all in my storage container back there. I'm going to have to spend a day back there and sort through it all. But here, I'll grab the camera and show you everything I picked. So I spent, just over 5 hours. Just little parts and pieces. I was picking out of that rust pile from the floor, most of all that. And just, little pieces. These here are definitely look for. Ari was looking for some, but now I have some. And I just try to sort the stuff out and stick it in bins and keep it organized. Now I know most of those are probably all no good. Maybe that one's good, but the one looks fairly all right. But, I don't know. Someone can use them. And there. And I don't know. I just kept a couple of the fuel lines. I think that might be 140s there. These two carbs. I haven't looked at anything yet. And a linkage. Some linkage. There's another one there. A set of carbs and linkage. Yeah, I got a bunch of the blower fans there. But there's piles of them there. And even the distributors, I just grabbed the ones that were kind of together, and there were some parts bagged up, but there's probably 20 more of them there or more. And some horn rings. These I definitely wanted because I have well, it's a floor one. I do have a set of aluminums to take the floor, but there's some 5s in there too. Some for the seats, some pedals. Yeah, there's some plates. That was a brand new grill. She gave me that for $20. And I got one the last time I was there. I bought one. I was very happy with the signs. Too bad I couldn't get that one sign there clean, so I knew the labor price on it. Was that one? That one, I'll probably repaint the number on there anyways. And he's got it painted over on the 8 to whatever it said on there, 530. And then I was like, piston cleaning tool. And she's like, oh, you can have, you can have that. She said, I can have a lot of stuff. Dual wheels. There's more of them over there. Actually, there's quite a lot more. These ones she didn't even know I had. I found those up on top of a shelf pushed back, and there's even more of them. I told her, I says, not going to give you nothing for them, but if you want to give me them, I will take them, and I just want to hang them up in the shop. If I get that wall on the other side finished off the next bay. These were laying outside, so I can't believe that stuff was just laying outside and there are piles of metal out there. 140 stuff. I know some of the thermostats are probably no good. Some are maybe okay. Whatever. I just took them. I have one of these, and I have another stack of stuff there I forgot to take. I know I had some more of these in there. Like I said, these, I just bought 2 of them from Clark's with the other pieces that go with it. 2 sets of them, actually. And there I got some aluminum oil pans. The bottom one's been hit a little bit. A fin's kind of broke a little bit on there. The top one's really good, real nice. Just needs to be cleaned up. And I picked there a couple of times already, and I'm still finding stuff I haven't seen. And yeah, what you see is what I got. Some of it's junk, some of it's okay. So that was all in one bucket. So that was probably off one motor. So I asked Gary, I says, any good to keep any of that? And he said, yeah, maybe. And I know there's more of these there. I was gonna take, if anything, if I don't use them for make pullers out of. And she came up and she's like, oh, you want these handles? She kept giving me stuff, and a couple transmission mounts. Look like, I don't know, somebody weld those on there and cut it and weld it and make those, maybe. These were laying. This all was laying outside, most of all that. So I wanted all them pieces, the balancers here. I just take them to California, I guess, and sell them or get rid of them. And then I says, she had some tires and rims there, and she goes, oh, it costs a lot to get rid of them. I says, well, I'll take them if let me go get my tire rim checker to see the hole pattern on it. And then she already had it. She rolled it out to the truck. I said, they cost $5 to get rid of the tire. She goes, more than that. So I'll peel it off and, pay the $5 to get rid of the tire. And that's a good rim. Now this I just kept just to hang on the wall. I'll blow it off, or clean it. I blew it off, but I just thought it was cool. Just an old fan blade. And a good nose cone. And just a bunch of little clips and pieces. I started saving these containers from almonds and cashews, and I'm gonna just start putting my stuff in that. These will last. They're a little bit thicker. Plastic tends to dry out and break after like that, maybe 5 years out here, and it'll crumble. And then this is just bearings, but I just kept them in these, I don't know. And some brake stuff, some springs, because I've been ordering them, I've been getting the wrong ones. I don't know. And the case bolts, some push rods. I don't know. I have a bunch of them, so I'll just throw them in with it. And the nuts and bolts and stuff, I kind of wanted them. There's tons and tons and buckets and cans of it there. But I wanted some because, me and Gary are here working on one motor, and we had to go out and rob a bolt off of something. And then she's like, oh, what are these? I said, oh, there's, for the like FCs. And she goes, oh, take them. So that's stuff down here. Push rod tubes. And on the table, this was very cool. I love it. So that's cool. Shifter knob. Some new stuff was in bags. It's kind of cool, chrome. These were in the box. She gave me a little bag of some patches and different things from Corvair stuff. She asked me if I wanted them. She's got piles of books there. I took a few. Now these are some little tools I found. I don't know. You let me know what they are. I'll take a picture of them. I was like, how does it go? You put your ratchet on there, and is it for pulling the push rod tubes? Because it's got a deal that would grab. I'm not scary. I don't know what they're for. They're for grabbing something. So, learning. And these seem like they're brand new. These ones here, these 4. Yeah, Chevelle, but I took it, I had to save it. And let's see, I got one. There's more. There's emblems over there. I don't really need any more emblems. I got so many, but somewhere here was another emblem that I didn't have from a 700. I don't know where it went now. Disappeared. And yeah, glove box door, but I had the key, so I thought that was cool. Like this was in the box. I don't know. Is it a new or is it the old one? And I don't know. I just grabbed some of the good ones. Those will clean up these lenses and lights, bits and pieces. Now there is tons of new old stock stuff there. Like I don't know what even that's for. Looks like an igniter. Is that for like a, I don't know if it's igniter for the heater. There's tons and tons of boxes and boxes. I'm gonna get Gary, and I'll get Gary. I already told him I'm gonna ask her if I can get Gary over there to look through this stuff. And that would help her out too, telling her if stuff's good or not. Yeah, so like I said, I want to get Gary over there. I talked to Gary today, and he said, you know, he's always happy. Oh, morning, what's up? And I said, I brought another load of stuff. He started laughing. And I said, I need you to get, to come on over there, and you can kind of probably see what's what and kind of maybe help her out to say if stuff's gone. She's got boxes and boxes of new old stock, but there was brake pads and all this stuff there. And I started looking up the numbers, and you know, didn't say Corvair, but Gary will just look at it and he'll know, you know. So, and I know there's some other Chevy stuff mixed in with it. Primarily everything's Corvair, but. And then I'll have to bring like a bright treble light because in the back part in there, it's so dark, and there's not very much lighting. And like the one back area, the whole floor is this deep with just stuff, you know, rusty parts and that. And I know I picked some good stuff out of there, and I know there's more of it in there and on the shelves. So some of it got wet in there, and something was digging back there, and there's a pile of dirt, like some underground animal or something, a squirrel. But I don't know, this is everything I got, and I can't believe I spent 4 hours there just picking this. There's just so much stuff, and I kind of just want to take things I could use, but I don't know. Gary, now today, he said, you just need to get it all and save it all, but I don't have places to put it all, but I would like to get all the trim and all that, maybe buy all that from her, but I don't want to pay a lot because I don't know if, like, you know, everything I have has it on there, but you know, if somebody could use it and sell it to them for a couple bucks and just help them out, you know, to save it, because she's going to get to the point where it's just going to all start getting, she's already talking about getting a metal dumpster over there. So you get through and pick through whatever good stuff we think, and try to save it, and then, you know, throw, you know, some more $100 bills. And like I said, I've been over there. I think that was the third time maybe, you know. So every time I go over there, I give her, you know, just pay her what she wants. And she's happy. She gets rid of some stuff. And I just still can't believe it's that much over there. So I'm already starting to put glass in the greenie from Bill in Tucson. I got some windshields or back windows from was given to me, and she has a shed over there with full glass. I mean, if she wants to give me it, I'll save it, but I'm not buying it, you know. Anyways, I do think this is cool. Yeah. So that's it. We'll get Gary over there and dig through it some more. So, Gary and I are back over at Marsha Boso's place, and this is where I didn't get to film in because the camera turned off. So Gary and I are over here to look and pick and see. Need a flashlight, Gary?
Got one.
Got one. Okay. I know it might be dark back in there.
Yeah.
But just a little bit of stuff to look at. Yeah, my camera turned off last time when I was in here filming. Like, I don't know how I did it, but I did.
But what do you think you'd have to help on?
Right, can't read out or see it. See, one stealing it.
Yeah. There. Here we go. Well, things haven't changed here too much, but there's another room back here. Full stuff. All right. We'll get a picking and wheeling and dealing. Oh, here's buying lights. He's filling up the truck already. Gary's filling up the truck already. Oh. Are you going to use them?
Yeah.
Are you?
Oh, yes.
Okay. You see this thing, Harry?
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah.
Had that set up for,
Reverse.
yep. Back in the Corvair.
Yeah, I posted on the groups the pictures. They knew what the motor was. I think it was a Buick, and
In our motor intake motor.
yeah. I questioned it with the groups and that, and they said there's not much more difference power-wise in this one versus a Corvair motor, and then you go with radiator and all that. You know, it was very interesting.
Oh, yeah.
Peace.
Very good. All right.
When you see how they did, just leave them there right now.
Huh?
Leave them there in the shade right now. And then I think I was looking on this thing, how they modified it and cut it all or something. No, right here. Yeah, but they cut it all
Yeah.
to make it work.
Right.
All right, we got Gary loading up lights. You got her?
I think so.
I can help you. All right. Well, I think we're done. We've been here, feels like a couple hours. There's just so much stuff here. It's just, most of all, us back in these rooms are all Corvair stuff. I don't have my flashlight on me, but it's just, you're walking on this stuff in here. It's just full of Corvair stuff, but mostly. But it's a shame some of it got wet. Now I've been here, this is probably my 5th time picking. It's amazing you still find stuff. So, anyways, she said next a dumpster would be coming. Because, you know, at some point, you just gotta let it go. And she said she'd let me come back over here and pick again. Probably just take whatever at that point. So, as I said, there's stuff out in the yard. Up there, there's all kinds of still hubcaps and trim. There's glass in one shed. This little shed here, I don't know if I showed it from the earlier videos. Headlight bezels. There's parts in here. There's glass. There's tinted glass right there. Some heads. There's just stuff poked everywhere in here. And out back. It was very nice that she let us pick it again. And we'll throw her a handful of money, make her happy. And maybe we'll come back again. I mean, I asked Gary about all this stuff here, and he's like, there's just so much to open every box and go through, you know? So, and parts of it's Corvair, parts of it isn't. In here, roof's leaking, and the animals are digging, so it's dirt piles. But, and then, you know, a bunch of good cranks and radials and just lots of stuff. Lots and lots of stuff. You know, there's a bazillion freaking exhaust gaskets, but different size ones. But, you know, how much of that do you need? Well, anyways, so there's Gary. Gary, I gotta close that up.
I got room for that.
I gotta haul the garbage too.
Well,
well, lots of stuff, eh?
Yeah.
Just, it's hot. Too much
it
to,
is hot
just kind of
already.
hot, and you just get tired of looking at it already.
Yep.
So, I got some torque converter. I'll keep it. All right, guys. I just got home from dropping Gary off. It's been a hot, long day. Yeah, I dropped Gary off. We had those lights in here with a pile of old cardboard sitting on top. And he had, the cardboard was kind of crusty and falling apart. And I said, you know, peel that off and throw it in the garbage real nice. And he was stacking them, flattening them out and putting it in her garbage can there because she was throwing old boxes away and stuff. And she said, I don't want that in my garbage can. It's not. So I see Gary throwing it in the truck here. I'm like, come on, Gary, you know, that's going to make a big mess. And I'm like, Whatever. So Gary had bought those lights from her for $60. He was more than happy. So they're brand new, nice lights. So we got those unloaded at Gary's house. I got back here. It was a long day because I went to Gary's, I think about 8:30 I got to Gary's, and I took Jackson with. We sat around there, I talked to him for about a half an hour, and then we got rolling, got over here, and we spent some time in the shop here. Well, of course I had to get him his, go swing through McDonald's. He got his breakfast, and got back here, he ate it, and Jackson helped him eat it. He always gives him a little bit of stuff. And I asked Gary, I said, will you help me go through the rest of that big pick I got back? If you watch the videos from Karen Lane, where we hauled stuff out for a week, and I pretty much almost spent 3 to 4 weeks cleaning it. Well, I still had boxes of parts and small stuff. There's bearings, there was condensers, there's sensors, there's brushes for alternators and generators and parts and pieces and distributors and points and on and on and on, boxes and boxes. So we spent a couple hours back there, hour and a half, 2 hours, I don't know, going through the rest of that. Corvair, Hudson, Chevy, Ford, whatever, kind of just sorted it out a little bit, and so that ain't taking up space on my shelf. So I'll still have to go back there tomorrow and clean that up, because we got it sorted, but it's piled up. Then we headed over there to Marsha Boso's house, Bosa, if I'm saying it right, and Boso, and the first time Gary's been there, and we got there at 11 o'clock, and we left at 3. It was about 95 when we got there. I didn't want to get there that late, but that's when she said we could come over. So we spent 3 hours there, and it was like 100 when we left. It's like 101 right now. And it's so dirty. I've been there, I don't know, 4 times just picking, 5 times just picking stuff. And every time I go, I still find more new stuff. There's stuff buried underneath, stuff way up high. And there's all that brand new old stock stuff sitting there. And I asked Gary, I says, did you go through any of it? He's like, there's just so much of it, because you got to open every box and look. And like, we just went through, I don't know, not very many boxes back here, and we spent almost 2 hours doing that. So she said she's going to eventually end up getting a dumpster and throwing it all out, most of it. So yeah, she said, I'll let you know, come on over, and then basically probably just pick what you want and take it, you know. So it was pretty good. So Gary gave her $60 for those lights. He was happy, she was more than happy. And I said, I have the front of the truck, inside the back of the truck's full of stuff. I was putting lenses and stuff I didn't want to break in there. I didn't know how much stuff we were actually going to pull out of there. And Gary's lights filled up this whole area. So I got quite a bit of good stuff. And I said, well, how much? And she says, you know, she was happy with $200. So I gave her $200. No problem. That's fine. So what I think I'm going to do is tomorrow morning, I'll pull the truck out back, and we'll go through this and I'll lay it out and kind of show you what I got. Like these cool Corvair keys. All these are Corvair keys, and there's another ring of them I got. I have some ignitions with the keys in them. So that's nice. That's cool. She had a bunch of keys out on the table, but they weren't Corvair keys. And Gary's like, where's the Corvair keys? She goes, I got them in the house. So I guess she keeps the good stuff in the house. So anyways, we got a bunch of Corvair keys. I have some Corvairs, plenty of Corvairs that don't have some keys. I have lots of locks and different pieces that don't have keys. So we got piles of them to try. That's cool. Anyways, parts and pieces. Gary only took one piece and his lights. And I said, well, if there's anything here you want, Gary, you know where it is. So anyways, tomorrow morning, out in the shop, we'll go through all this dusty, messy stuff. See if I did good. I think I did fine. I'm happy. Gary's happy. She's happy. All right. See you in the morning. This morning, guys, I'm out here in the shop early this morning. I've been out here for a little while already. Yeah, yesterday was fun with Gary. It's always fun with Gary. But this is the stuff I had gotten from months earlier that we did that pick. If you watched one of the videos, we hauled out for almost a week. And this is what was left of it, the small stuff, small boxes of points and rotors, bearings, and just little parts and pieces. So Gary, I did get him. I did go over to his house and pick him up a little earlier yesterday because I know I was thinking about it last night. We were out here for over 2 hours just doing this. So this is all Corvair up here on the back. There's Hudson stuff in here. There's some Chevy, some Ford. There's some Willys, I think I seen on some stuff. All kinds of stuff. Ton of voltage regulators. Different ones that we can't use for Corvair. So bearings, a lot of old bearings. Like I said, just all kinds of stuff. Lots of brushes in here for, I guess it'd be for, you know, probably more for generators back then, I guess, if that's what they ran. Brand new wiring for making your own spark plugs. Another voltage regulator, brand new, kind of weird. You know, this is good stuff for somebody, you know. Some stuff is marked Hudson. I'm not going to sort through it all. There's just too much stuff here to sort through. So I do have the 54 Hudson posted for sale, and I'd like someone to, you know, find a good home for it where they're going to actually go ahead and build it into a car. So all the stuff here is going to go with it. They can pick through what's Hudson and what's not and do what they want with it. I don't have time to sit there and try to sell this for a couple bucks and stuff like that. It's not worth my time. So anyways, yeah, let's go check out, let's unload the truck, and we'll get that stuff cleaned up and I'll show you what Gary and I all found yesterday. All right, guys, so it's been 4 hours now. It's 9 o'clock. I got the other stuff put away out of here, and got the truck emptied. I had to take the stuff and I had to blow it off. Blow it off, and you know, I just kind of threw it out on the tables here. I got to sort through it anyways and put it all in its homes. And anyway, so let's take a look at what it all is. I got a lot of them, but now I got even more. Let's see, we got a couple torque converters, blew them off, some antennas, you know, you got to have that stuff. Some regulators, some more. This is some rubber for wing window. I think it's new. This ain't Corvair, but I thought it was cool. This little heavy spotlight. It was just neat. Plugs in a cigarette lighter. We got some dome lights. I know this isn't Corvair, but I just thought it was cool. The Cobras. This one here I found towards the end after we were leaving. We were still loading stuff. We were saying goodbye to Marsha. I grabbed it and gave it to Gary, and he's like, yeah, it's got all the wiring on it. It's got the plug. So, you know, useful stuff. Yeah, Gary grabbed it. It's got a dent in it, but yeah, it's parts and pieces. And along with this Gary grabbed, I didn't even want it. And then now that I have it, I'm like, yeah, okay. So you can pull the little emblems off. They come pop off in the back. And you can save the wiring and stuff out of there. So that's, you know, good to have. This are a pretty decent set right here. There was boxes of them, but most of it's junk. Gary grabbed the shifter. See, Gary grabbed these two. This one's cracked. So I don't think I want that. But these were brand new. Cylinder head gauges, temp gauges. And the sad thing with a lot of this stuff is she had it laying outside, and it's been outside for probably a year. She had it on her porch covered up, but some of it still got wet. Those are just some junk pistons, but I'm going to use them for making some trophies or something for, valve cover races. Bunch of radio housings, handles. Gary said grab that, go ahead and grab that steering column. Some flex plates for a van to tin there. Some motor mounts, some hinges for FC for your battery. Good exhaust there, real nice exhaust piece. You know, parts and pieces. This here box here has a whole bunch of new stuff in it. I just have to go through and clean it up. It's all dusty. Some, you know, your shafts for your transmissions. Gary went and grabbed them. I got piles of them. I didn't really need them, but it was like, you know, light bulbs, whatever. So, and then in here, like I said, I was blowing out. There's some brand new stuff still in the packages in there. A lot of good stuff. I was blowing it out in there, and I went back. I was kind of blowing around, moving around in there, and then went back and looked in there, and there was big old spider come walking out of there. The keys were great. She had a bunch of keys sitting out, but they weren't Corvair keys. And Gary says, well, where's the Corvair keys? And she went inside, grabbed these ones. I found all these ones there. Ignitions with keys. Other pieces with the keys. Well, that I don't think is that's like a Ford or something, I think, but maybe. So just parts and pieces. And here we got early model for the tail lights. It's all good stuff. I'm glad this stuff here was actually in these plastic things like I do, because it didn't get wet. Look at all the horn rings here. All them. These here are glass. That's why I took them, because I find the fog lamps, they have broken ones, and the people, a lot of times they don't want much for them, but they have like a rock chip in them, so I grabbed them. This has all brand new stuff in it. There's it's your good ones with your nasty stuff there that you ain't supposed to be breathing. The old gaskets. Gary likes to use them ones. These here are brand new bearing set in here, but I looked them up. They're not for Corvair. Brand new, still wrapped up. There's so much brand new stuff there, but you can't sit there and sort through it all, you know. And then I thought this was pretty cool. Not that I don't know if I'll use it, but it's like grounding strap on a roll. And I showed Gary, and he's like, and then he thought, that's kind of neat, you know, kind of good. Maybe he could use it, you know. And all these shims, I was hoping there'd be something in here for like your FC rear bearings, because a lot of them have the sizes on there. So there was huge box. I just grabbed some because there was a lot. And I don't know, he must have tore apart a lot of cars, because there's a lot of door handles and door cranks for the inside. Just piles of that stuff. And a couple remote mirrors, but I don't know if these are for Corvair or not. I don't know. Gary grabbed them. So grab them, remote mirrors. And oh yeah, the bumper guards. And look at, we found more of the hangers. 12-plate cooler. Some more exhaust gaskets. So a lot of stuff here. You know, all for $200. Like I said, I know this isn't Corvair, and this isn't Corvair, but I'm just gonna hang them up. This is cool. But Pueblo Chevrolet. You know, parts and pieces. That's what Gary says, parts and pieces. Yep, all good stuff, right? So let me know what you think about all this. $200. She was more than happy. Gary got some lights for $60, like I said earlier. Gary's happy. I'm happy, I guess. Like I said, it's a lot of work messing around, blowing this off and putting it away. You know, me picking up Gary, bringing him here and taking him back, that's 2 hours. We were there 3 hours. And I've been out here already 4 hours working on this, and I'll be out here probably 3 more hours putting all this away at least. So, you know, I'll have like 10 to 12 hours on here real easy, you know. Time I still sort through the rest of these little pieces, bins and boxes here. Like, there's so many boxes of stuff, you know. I mean, how much time you got to sit there? And it was hot. It was already like around 100 out. We were already kind of getting dehydrated. We were drinking some water, but dehydrated, hot, dirty, filthy. Everything from Arizona is so dirty and dusty when it's just laying, you know, out in the open. So that's why I try to keep a lot of it in a Connex container, but I'm running out of room. I got it organized there in bins, so at least the stuff stays clean. Like a lot of this I had blown off. Some of it I'll blow off a little more. And I have to have everything nice and neat and clean, so I know where it all is. And that's was my goal now. I've been working on it for probably almost 2 months, no, not 2 months, at least a month, at least 4 weeks cleaning, getting everything organized. It's good. And like these here wheel spacers, it's funny because there was 3 of them there. I got 1 or 2 of these already from there before. and, you know, you find parts here and there. So there's just so much stuff in there, and it's dark, and my flashlight was in the truck. Wasn't so good, and you know, and she's at the point now that it's just got to go into a dumpster. And like, I don't know, when I first bought this, which was probably 3.5 years ago, everything there was like top dollar. You couldn't really buy it. She would want like, you know, $10 a piece for these, or 15, or, you know, everything was really just, she wanted a lot of money for stuff. And every time we go see her, she's just like, it's just, you know, price comes down, or, you know, and she's just like, I got to get rid of this stuff. You know, it's just too much. So I was really surprised yesterday, like the taillight lenses, Gary's like just grabbing the whole thing. I'm like, well, I don't know what she's going to want for that, you know? And then like, I didn't need any of this, any more door handles and cranks, window cranks and stuff. But she's like, just grab it and take it. Now she was been cleaning in there for, I don't know, for a couple years now. She goes out there once in a while and cleans. And she said she was out there till 3 in the morning. She stays up really late. So 3 in the morning the other day, just sorting through. She likes to sort through and it's, you know, keeps her busy, I guess, and organize things, because it's just such a mess in there. And so, and then she had a lot of this outside on tables, like she was going to have a sale, and she never did. And I says, you know, the last time I was there, or like a year ago, I says, you got to, you know, she'd put this back inside. This is your better stuff here. And like some of these were out there. One of them had, you know, water in it one time. Some of the boxes were on the ground, and the termites already ate through the bottom of the boxes. They eat all that up. And all the sun visors, there was a whole box of them there. They were, you know, okay. I took a feel from her probably 1.5 years ago, maybe. But the termites got in there, and they chewed up all a bunch of that stuff, you know. So it's all just, and they got wet. So I guess you just throw it away at that point. So, anyways, it was fun. Gary had fun. He just loves it. I love it too, you know. But then, like I tell him, I says, I got to come home. My truck's all dirty, and, you know, I'm like, Gary, here, wipe your hands off with it. My hands are fine. I'm like, you're gonna go inside my truck, and you can get everything dirty, and I gotta clean it, you know. And that cardboard, you know, I'm like, oh, come on, Gary. But it was fine, you know. So that's it. Let me know what you think of this. Like I said, I've been picking there. This is probably number 4 or 5. I did post a couple of videos, and I've hauled stuff out of there before I even started videos and stuff a couple of times. So I brought 4 or 5 trucks. I mean, this wasn't even much at all. I mean, my pickup truck was full a few times. I don't know. I definitely will go back again and try to find some more stuff. She has a 140 motor, and there's some heads, and there's a carburetor system there with a linkage for a late model. Gary had grabbed it, and he was going to put it in the truck, and I knew right away she wouldn't sell it. There's certain things. There's a set of hubcaps, spokes with the two spinners. There's a few things that somebody told her was worth a lot of money, and so she just won't sell it. So Gary had those carburetors with it had the carburetors, the linkage, and it had the fuel lines and some, it had, I think, maybe the fuel pump on there too. And he was carrying it to the car. She's like, no, I don't think. I said, Gary, let's just put that back, because I knew it away. So probably next time I go there, I'll offer something for that stuff if she wants. Maybe she wants to get rid of it at that point. If not, that's fine, you know. That motor that's in there, it's a Buick V6, and they had the bell housing. They cut it and made it fit the transmission rear end for a Corvair. I've posted it on videos before, or I posted it on groups before and asked about it, and they said, that's not such a good motor anyways to begin with. It's an okay, but it ain't special, and there's no, you get nothing more out of it than you would a Corvair engine, being for its size, and then you have to, you know, go with a radiator in it. But, and I think where it was sitting, there might have had water drip into the carburetor too. Not sure. I think it might have. But anyways, I told her, because before I wanted to buy it, and And, you know, she wanted like $300-400 for it. And I was kind of interested at first, but that's when I didn't know much about Corvairs. And so that's when I posted on some of the groups, and everyone said, well, you know, why is it out of the vehicle? Was it actually lined up right when they did all that aluminum welding on the bell housing to get everything straight? You know, you know, it's a gamble. And then again, it's just, you know, not that big of a motor. You're not going to get much out of it. So before I left there, you know, I said, yeah, I still would like this. I'd like to put it in my yard or put it here on display, put it on a stand outside, just like, you know, put an air filter, cover up the intake on it or something, the carburetor, and just have it as a display piece. If I have the Cactus Corvair Club over, or anybody else that's in the Corvairs, if they're in the club or not, and you know, it'd be kind of a cool piece to talk about and look at, you know. So I had told her before I left, because she even said, she goes, oh, I think this ended up just going to the scrap. And I says, well, I'll give you 25 bucks for it. I says, I'll haul it out of here. I would just like to keep it for a display piece, you know. I think that would be cool. Anyways, so anyways, I guess that's it. It was interesting. So I'm rambling. Hopefully I'm rambling because I just put those put pictures in here and there as I'm talking. So anyways, that's it. We'll get back over there again. Sometime, maybe be a couple of months. It might be 6 months or next year, another year. It's all up to when she wants me to come over, and if she wants to get rid of stuff. Sounds like next time, like, she'll probably just give me the stuff. So, but anyways, trying to save the Corvair parts. Let me know what you think again, and I guess we'll see you in the next video of who knows what I'll be doing then. Hopefully I'll be working on a vehicle. Thanks for watching. Thanks, Corvair Addiction.